Washington is in a full-blown panic mode, and it has nothing to do with serving you, the American people. It's about survival, their own survival. Trump's appointees, Hegseth, Patel, Gabbard, and RFK Jr., are exposing the corruption in D.C., and the deep state is now officially terrified. Now, how far will they go to stop him? Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. So if you haven't already, become a subscriber to the channel. Hit that notification bell and smack that like button because it does help us get our message out to more people. So the deep state's desperation is showing. There's a war raging in Washington. Not one fought with ballots or laws, but a desperate battle for survival by the deep state. The establishment is terrified that Trump is in town, and they should be. For the first time in decades, an administration is appointing people who actually want to tell the truth. Why is Pete Hegseth the most dangerous man in D.C. right now? Because he's going into the Department of Defense with one mission: to expose its corruption. The military under Biden turned into a woke experiment where soldiers were purged for not taking the jab, and DEI nonsense was shoved down their throats. Kash Patel, he's going after the FBI's dirty secrets, including the Hunter Biden laptop cover-up and FISA court abuses. Tulsi Gabbard, she's threatening to blow the lid off intelligence corruption. And RFK Jr., well, he's exposing the Big Pharma racket that funds half of Congress. And the reaction has been total panic. The Senate is doing everything possible to block these confirmations, the rhinos and the Democrats. Not because they're unqualified, but because they are, and because they can't afford to let these people start these investigations. So the left's hypocrisy is on full display. And yet, while these nominees get stonewalled, others like Doug Burgum, they sail through confirmation. If climate change is an existential crisis the way they claim, why did they confirm a guy who's rolling back green policies without a fight? The answer is obvious, guys. They only fight the people who threaten their power, not their talking points. So Bernie Sanders had a millionaire meltdown. A millionaire! During RFK Jr.'s hearing, Sanders, our favorite millionaire socialist, he wasn't worried about government corruption or inflation. No. Bernie was ranting about kids' pajamas. Yeah, I'm serious. But the moment RFK pointed out that Bernie was the single biggest recipient of Big Pharma money, Sanders lost his mind. If it wasn't true, Bernie could have refuted it, but he didn't because he couldn't. Take the attacks on Kash Patel, the guy who's going up for FBI director, the most qualified guy in my lifetime. They accused him without a shred of evidence of planning to weaponize the DOJ and FBI. You know, the way they did. And who's making these accusations? The very people who've spent decades turning those same agencies into political hit squads. These are some of the senators who authorized raids on journalists, spied on sitting presidents, silenced political opponents, selective prosecutions, like pro-life activists get the hammer and left-wing rioters, they get a pass. And now they have the audacity to clutch their pearls over politicization. Give me a break. Tulsi Gabbard didn't hold back one iota during her hearing when she called out the intelligence community's corruption. And guess what? The Senate didn't care. Instead of addressing the issue that she brought up, they dusted off their tired old playbook, labeling her a Russian agent and a traitor. It's the same routine every time with these people. They come up with nothing new. At least entertain us if you're going to be an idiot. If you expose the truth, they brand you as an extremist. If that doesn't work, they try to ruin your career. And if that doesn't work, they make sure the media destroys you, which is what they're trying to do here. The real reason they're panicking? So if all these nominees are such threats to democracy, why did Marco Rubio's confirmation sail through? It was easy because he's not investigating anyone. He's going to be Secretary of State. He's not investigating these power whores. The deep state doesn't feel threatened by him, therefore they're not going against him. The ones facing roadblocks all have one thing in common, guys. They intend to expose the rot at the highest levels of government. Now, remember how they grilled Tulsi Gabbard on Edward Snowden? They weren't interested in her opinion. They didn't give a shit. They just didn't want anyone asking why Snowden had to go to the press instead of Congress. The answer is pretty obvious, because the The Senate's oversight committees were in on the corruption. Now, who's the real traitor? They love throwing around the word traitor. Fine. Let's ask some questions. Is Edward Snowden really the biggest traitor in modern history? Or is it Joe Biden who took millions from foreign adversaries? Or is it the corrupt politicians who shielded him? Or is it the DOJ and FBI who spread false information to protect their political allies? One of these groups committed treason, and it sure wasn't Snowden. The good news is the deep state's desperation is showing. At the heart of all this is fear the ruling class. Democrats and Republicans alike are panicking for the first time in decades. Their stranglehold on power is slipping because for once, there's an administration appointing people who actually want to tell the truth. If you investigate the military-industrial complex, you expose senators profiting from endless wars. If you expose the DOJ's corruption, you reveal lawmakers who used it as a weapon. If you shine a light on the intelligence community's dirty ops, you reveal who's really pulling the strings in Washington. The old tricks aren't working anymore, guys. For decades, they've relied on the same playbook. Call reformers conspiracy theorists. Smear them as racist, sexist, homophobes, extremists, traitors, whatever. Leak damaging information to the press, media, outrage manufacturing. But here's the problem, guys. The American people aren't buying it anymore. Their credibility is gone. Their words are now meaningless, and their power is crumbling right before our eyes. The ruling class is terrified, and they should be. The truth is coming out. Their game is over. All right, thank you for watching. Hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with the latest political takedowns. I'll see you in the next one. Spread the word.
It's hard to understand why some people put their head in the sand in a world so cold where hearts are stone.